When discussing the new lockout laws that are soon to be implemented July 1st later this year, there needs to be a conversation, not only about the violence that occurs every weekend, but the effect that these laws will have upon various stakeholders and businesses. These stakeholders include, but are not limited to, the youth that go out every weekend, the security whose lives are placed at risk, and the management that are trying to create employment and profit. It is the norm for every Saturday night for many Brisbane University students and youth in general to go out to the social hub of Fortitude Valley to have an alcohol-fueled night of fun. According to statistics provided by the National Drug Household Survey, alcohol is a major contributing case to violence that occurs every weekend, and it's this violence that has been instrumental in the creation of these new laws. We spoke to several students at QUT and here's what they had to say. Did you drink a lot before you came to university?
For someone that before, yeah, I'd say I did.
Do you think you drink too much now?
People have their opinions. I believe I do not.
And do you think that these new lockout laws that are being implemented will have any effect on you going out at all?
Probably, not to a great extent, but maybe a little, yeah.
How will they affect you? Will it mean starting drinking earlier or?
Yeah, definitely earlier, maybe even just before I go out as well, just so I'm within that lockout period.
Do you think that these new laws will have any effect on the violence at all?
I think no, not really. I feel as if you're responsible. If you're out there now drinking responsibly, in moderation, whatever, I think changing the lockout laws will just shift the problem earlier rather than later. 5 a.m, well, to be honest, 5 a.m. there'll be more people out going to work, the tradesmen, early in the morning. There'll be more people, so the streets will actually, I reckon they'll be safer.
From the 1st of July this year, the country's toughest lockout laws are to be implemented in Queensland, with a focus on protecting not only the patrons of the club, but security, bartenders and the general community from harm or damage. These new laws mean that last drinks in pubs and clubs outside nightclub precincts such as Fortitude Valley are to be called at 2 a.m, and last drinks in nightclubs to be called at 3 a.m. These new laws also mean that patrons cannot enter or re-enter a club after 3 a.m. Can I just have your name and your age, please?
Sarah, and I'm 27.
Hi Sarah, so what effect do you think that these new lockout laws will actually have?
They'll have effect on all the hospitality workers financially.
So do you think that these new lockout laws will actually make your job any safer at all?
No, if anything, they'll make our job harder. People will probably end up pre-drinking at home a lot more. Even with the public transport, their hours, the times with that, they're closed early hours of the morning and open early hours of the morning again. They'll have more people lingering the streets. So, yeah, no.
So you think it will definitely encourage more violence?
Yes.
Yeah. John Hannay has owned and managed The Beat for 34 years and knows more about the nightclub scene than some of us ever will. He is extremely passionate about his business and the safety of his patrons and kindly took the time out of his day to speak with us. Hi, could I just have your name and your position here?
John Hannay, and I'm in charge of the whole operation.
Alrighty. Hi John, how are you doing today?
Thank you.
What is your take on these new lockout laws?
I just think straight out that there's so many people that come here all the time of their life and they're getting totally mucked around and they're told to do all this stuff. There's no taxis, there's no this. All these people are going to be absolutely out of trouble.
And what kind of effect do you think that these new laws will have upon your business? Will this mean a reduction of staff maybe, or a reduction of hours that you're able to have?
Well, we know that at least 20 people are going to get a couple or 3 hours or more a week, and they won't get paid for it because there's no operation at all these hours that we now don't have.
And do you think these laws will actually stop the violence that occurs on weekends?
We don't see much at all. Security guys that we have and the staff that we have in general around here. We have people who have been working here now for 20 years and we don't have much trouble at all and we don't know why they're doing this.
If the students, security and management don't see any issues with the current laws surrounding lockout periods, then what is the point of these new laws? Although there have been some serious incidents in the past, it is evident that these new laws will not actually make any difference or make anyone safer.